How many? Somebody say
I'm thinking 9 or 11 seconds.
9 or 11 seconds?
15 seconds.
Yeah, I'm about to say 15.
13.
Fucking random.
Aren't all of them? There's an infinite amount of numbers. Aren't they all random?
So that's what type of file we're gonna have.
You brought that shit out.
Okay, let me pull up my clock.
Hotep low.
For sure.
I exist.
All Hoteps Matter.
All right, Ace. In 13 seconds, please tell us what would your superpower be if you could have any, and why? Starting now.
To just bust through the building with motherfucking love and break chains of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love you, you get some love, you get some love. And then we all just fucking happy and shit.
That is a terrible fucking
I was gonna say, I didn't want to be the only one saying, yo, that's kind of lame. Spreading love, cool, but as a superpower,
Yep. You get love.
Breaking chains.
You get love.
That's fucking.
But when you said
hilarious.
chains, you meant those ancestral chains that be following you.
Yeah,
I
you
know.
know, not no
literal chains.
Yeah, nah.
Nigga, I get the fucking metaphor.
Yeah.
Doesn't make
Breaking
it better.
curses and, you know, all of that shit.
Stomping
Like,
out your demons.
fucking, we changing around here.
You know, these millennials with their opinions and their podcasts, every one of them has podcasts nowadays. Hey, no one cares about your opinion, buddy. Alright? I'm here to tell you. I don't care what you think about love or sex, politics or religion, or how your socioeconomic blah blah blah. Save it for someone who cares.
What kind of noise does a panda make?
ours.
Panda.
This is another Millennial Podcast. I am another Millennial Podcast host. I go by the name of Nick Teasy, aka Young Tizzard. Shout out to my boy Wizard, aka Big Homie Young Segway Son, aka LaPod James, aka DJ Christmas. I got a bunch of co-hosts here with me.
You gotta find out which word you want to use. You be changing it up every time.
What? Because I tried not to be offensive this time.
And last time you tried.
It just happened.
Okay.
It just happened.
Alright, well, it's your boy Los, the Ghost here. The best lizard out here. You know, the podcast pterodactyl.
What does that mean?
The best lizard?
You just made that up, and I was wondering that last time.
Well, when you wasn't around, and you know, no one else was around, it was just me and Ace. I was taking on I didn't want to be the you know, shout out to my boy Wizard. Nah, I said shout out, you know, I'm Lizard.
Okay.
Just alternate.
Oh, like Los, Lizard.
Yeah.
Tizzard, Wizards, Lizard.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were saying like you're the best like reptile out here. You know what I'm saying? Like, why are you comparing yourself to a lizard? You know,
I'm the best lizard out here.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Okay.
I'm cold, bro. Blizzard out here. Anyways, we can move on with my intro. It's been too long.
Bars. What's up? It's ACB, aka AC Montana, aka Ace Be the God, aka Hotep AC. All the aces, A1 steak sauce. Speaking of,
Yum yum sauce.
I be fucking with the steak, bro.
A1 steak sauce.
I don't know if y'all still smell it, but
That smelled good when I
that
walked
shit
in.
was busting.
Yeah.
I ain't smell nothing.
Aw, you mad? Oh, it's okay, TZ.
Side effects of cocoa.
Right. Growing haterism.
Coco.
That's what you call it, COVID.
Team COVID in this bitch.
Hey.
And it's Marizo Grizo, a.k.a. No Face, No Case. That is all.
You know, we fixed that little sound horn if you didn't notice.
Indeed.
That shit sounds like beautiful.
Green back with the awkward pauses in between his intro.
Bruh, like, following y'all conversation, then transition, it's a struggle, man. It'd be like, it's a tangent, then it's be like, Oh, so yeah, done.
I think I'm rubbing off on cutting people off during intros. Like that's becoming a thing now.
And I love talking shit about y'all because I don't have to do it. Like I start it and then I just throw it to y'all and then watch y'all struggle.
Yeah, because your shit stays the same all the time.
So,
Anyways, how y'all doing?
How's everybody?
Fucking awesome.
Don't all answer at once.
Great.
I asked too, bro.
I'm fucking great, man.
There you go.
Another day in paradise. Too good to complain, not good enough to be complacent. It's fucking Black History Month in this bitch.
Oh yeah.
I meant to actually play that
Right,
one,
bro.
that one clip.
Y'all
Get
seen
out my
that?
way. It's Black History Month, bitch.
Wait, hold on. Y'all seen that Rush Hour meme lately? Like it was Black History Month and Chinese New Year's at the same time.
I saw they had like the cover from Rush Hour. And,
Yeah.
So what's the Chinese shit though? Do you know?
I mean, the Chinese New Year's it follows a lunar calendar, so it's not the same time every year. But they just this year is just the year of the tiger. So I forgot. It rotates every 12 years because there's 12 different zodiacs. So.
Damn, I used to know mine. I think I was something trash though. Like
You're in the
Rabbit.
90s?
Yeah.
You're a horse, the best
I'm about
one.
to say the horse.
Yeah, that's the best one. That's the host.
Why is that the best one?
Fucking elegant ass creature.
I mean, I think I'd rather be a tiger.
That's stupid.
What's stupid about a tiger? A tiger is brolic as fuck.
It's a kitty.
Cat god.
Cat guy. That's
And of course you do that because you fucking you was
I'm
scared
the
of
fucking
cat.
cat
you
god.
can't take that.
All right. Well, anybody amped up about anything?
Yes. So
Oh god.
that device that I built last time to conquer all the pussy all in the world, it actually didn't work. So I'm pretty humbled by the fact that I'm just a human once again. So I'm pretty hyped.
The fuck, Los?
Thank you for that.
Wow, that shit there.
I got it amped up.
Yeah, man.
So I don't know if you said it on the pod, but you definitely texted to me like, watch Ready Player One.
Yes.
And as I told you, I watched it that exact night.
I
That-
watched it too.
You watched it?
Yeah.
I didn't think y'all niggas was gonna do y'all
I watched
homework because I thought we said that on the pod and we all agreed to watch it, but I didn't expect
Did we?
anybody to really.
No,
That
'cause me
shit
and
was
Carlos already
fucking
saw it.
wild.
I never seen it.
You never seen
Los
it?
was watching it with me half, and then he
Oh.
had to leave. But man, so first of all, phenomenal film, and definitely helped me understand the metaverse, bruh. I'm not looking forward to it. The metaverse is not the future, bruh. I mean, it should not be
Yo.
the way of the future. That's what I got from it.
Yeah.
No lie, ever since I watched the movie, on Facebook, it's been this ad from some company that's talking about build your own metaverse, build your own world, like legit. And I'm like, bro, for real, I probably need to hop on this shit before it pop off. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
Algorithms.
Hey, you know what I think this is aching to a lot? You know how like back in the, like I guess even before our time, like people always, well I guess before our time, people thought future is flying cars, things like that. Then around our time, it was like, well, our future is looking bleak because we're gonna get to robots taking our lives over, you know, and like then they're gonna blow our shit up, rock our shit. Now that things are getting more advanced and we're getting closer to the future, I mean, we're never gonna actually get to the future, but since we're getting there, now this is the new age. This is that robot takeover. This is that flying cars idea. This is our version of that. And that metaverse stuff, because it's not just like, you know, a single thing that's happening. I think it's across a lot of media. It's everyone has that kind of thought.
I'm not sure I understand, to be honest.
It's like a worldwide phenomena, thinking that, you know, the metaverse is approaching. Kind of like how it was a worldwide phenomena, thinking that the robots are gonna take over. Which one's gonna be real?
I don't know. The metaverse seems like kind of, what's the word? Unavoidable or inevitable. There it is. It seems kind of the way that everybody's pushing for it. Like I said last week or last pod, fucking Walmart getting into it. I think that's the sign that
super giant.
yeah, it's not for play, and this shit is definitely imminent. Robots, I think that's definitely coming, but it's not as like soon. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's gonna happen, but just when.
I just think the trend is like we're just as imaginative as we were back then, but we're becoming more realistic as the time goes by. Cause yeah, we can't do flying cars. Yeah, robots ain't taking over.
See, that's why I
But
disagree.
we could make a virtual reality world though.
I disagree with that. It's definitely flying cars out there.
Yep.
It's definitely already flying cars out there.
But wait. I'm not saying that these things don't exist. I'm just saying a metaverse is much more feasible than robots everywhere.
I feel
flying
like it's
cars
gonna
everywhere.
happen simultaneously because you got a damn robot in your pocket everywhere you go. You got a computer that's all a robot is a sentient computer.
Yeah, but it ain't happening how we imagined.
It don't have to, like, cause the thing is, like, all the movies that we see, like I Am Legend and shit, like, how we know this COVID shot is not the shit that pop off I Am Legend style? You know what I'm saying? Like, we done seen this shit before, and once they show this shit in the movies, they already got the shit planned. You know what I'm saying? Like, they already know how many motherfuckers finna die from this shit. Like,
Why do you think that? That they know?
because if you can think about it enough to put it in a movie where regular motherfuckers will understand it, oh, you in deep with that shit and you knowledgeable about the shit and you know some shit that we don't know, that we don't have the access to, but you dumbed it down for the masses so that we could get the info.
I just think this happens actually, and it happens in real life often enough for us to imitate life in an art form, regardless of what it is.
I think it's just some shit a nigga thought of. You know what I'm saying? And maybe he researched something similar. Maybe it's just his ideas. He talked to somebody who's interested in this, and they're like, "Oh, I could probably make a believable movie on this." I'm not saying like it's impossible or it's not the future, but I don't think it's a prophecy, for example. You know what I'm saying? I just think it's something that we all have to be mindful of.
I don't think that it's necessarily prophecy. Again, I'm saying that it's something that has already happened. If you can conceptualize it enough to put it on a movie on the big screen, to think about the ins and outs, make random ass languages and shit.
Like if a regular person thought about it, if a regular person thought about it, and the artist who made it into a movie thought about it, a lot of people thought about it. So the chances of it happening in real life are very high.
Wow. I don't see it that way at all. Like, it's just creativity. And I think the fact that you can think of something doesn't mean that it has happened.
I think
I'm fucking creative.
I think original ideas can exist, but the majority of the ideas out there
ain't nothing new under the sun, bro. All this shit running in circles, bro. All this shit repeating itself.
It's just a lot of us are lucky enough to be ignorant to a lot of it, so it all seems new.
Okay,
some real shit.
Let me put on
Hotep Lowe's? Hotep Lowe's? He get a black card with that
one.
You
coming back to back games? Shooting high percentages? So, hold on, though. Let me put on my tinfoil hat with you guys and go into this universe. What it sounds like y'all are saying is, if somebody created a movie, then that thing has happened already. Yes, am I understanding that?
Or the idea has come about enough for like it to have reached the status.
Like
of
iRobot. Let's take iRobot for example.
The idea can manifest. It can have already manifested.
What about that movie has already happened? They made robots that look similar. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's definitely robots. Now, okay. So like
so in terms of that kind of like futuristic movie fiction and things like that, that's kind of that's a hard counter argument to our statement beforehand. But to rebuke on that, I would have to say a lot of the unexplainable things that we have come up with, like a lot of the reasons why different religions around the world seem very similar to each other, is because we all as a collective don't understand the same things. And so we come up with the same similar bullshit explanation for them. Same thing with fiction. We have a limited understanding of something, and so we come up with this fiction, this story, that, even whether I came up with it or someone else in a different part of the world came up with it, we had similar experiences enough to be able to create something similar.
All right, so I gotta disagree a little bit with the first thing he said. How it's a counter argument. Let's take iRobot, right? We already living in an age where things are voice activated, artificial intelligence runs rampant, and we use it so commonly that it's nothing new to us. We have Roombas, the little fucking vacuum cleaners.
I mean, the whole algorithms, that's AI.
Exactly. So we have these robots and these systems in place. Now, has it been a massive attack of robots on humans? Probably not. But this movie depicts what could happen, because if we go into this world that was created, if these robots are created with these laws in mind, what happens if they break them? Because again, you giving something that basis is lifestyle on logic, and it's watching us illogical ass motherfuckers do shit. That again, like, think about why the robots turned on them in the movies. We was out here doing shit to hurt ourselves, and all this and that. Like,
I guess my argument against y'all is, and I understand what y'all saying, but I feel like art imitates life, and y'all just like
Even life
viewing
imitates art, because that's what I think too. The life imitates art.
I think it goes both ways. And so I think what y'all are explaining is just like elements of art from real life that make people see things similarly, for your example, and for that movie, like elements of the artificial intelligence and our self-destructive ways. All of that is real in the movie, but that doesn't make that idea real. Like iRobot, it could happen, but that doesn't mean it has happened or it will happen automatically, or that's a absolute truth. Or
but
anything.
at the
It's
same
just an
time, what do
idea.
we have in place to stop anything like that from happening?
I mean, I don't know.
Not shit.
Ourselves, I guess.
Not shit.
Like, what? How do I answer that? Like, what?
Like the thing is, like,
policies in government that say we can't have butlers as robots. Like, what would be the answer to that? You know what I'm saying? What could we have to stop that besides us choosing not to go in that direction?
It's not anything that we have in place that could stop that, and that's what's the fact of that it can happen. That's the reality of it, and what is mean by when these stories are created. Now, mind you, iRobot was almost 20 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody thought about that over 20 years ago, and who knows how much time before that was actually a movie. So if this, let's just say a random motherfucker thought about this shit, how many high-level government niggas done already thought about this shit? How many high-level government niggas been watching this random nigga up in the algorithms get to this point?
Okay, so I think I agree with y'all that no idea is original. Everybody thought similar things or along the lines of the same thing. I think we all agree on that part. But the part where y'all take it further than that is where I don't agree. It's like, that doesn't make it any more or less real. It just, we all live on the same earth, so we are going to have similar, to some degree, experiences. As you say, Los, we're all earthlings. So a person on the other side of the world can have a similar idea. It doesn't make it, again, any more or less real. It's just a creative idea. It's just a thought. Does that make sense? Is that also, like, am I accurately countering y'all argument? Because I don't want to be putting like words in y'all mouth. No? I feel like y'all looking at me kind of confused, like I just said something that doesn't really make sense.
I mean, I think it could be both. It could be your idea as well as my idea.
Okay. We got a little bit away from my whole anthem, by the way. That's I don't know how we got here. Los, I think, took it somewhere else. But I was really... So, before we get to that, one interesting thing about Ready Player One was it was 20 years in the future. Mm-hmm. And so, like, iRobot and all that is much more distant future. I found it really interesting that they only put it 20 years ahead. And it just came out, like, last year.
Because it's following what I was saying.
What?
That the metaverse is much more obtainable than robots taking over.
Right, and then when you
and
said
then
that,
flying cars is even further ahead than that.
I hate that we don't have flying cars.
And that's the thing is that we have like hover technology, things like that. It's just not, what's the word? Like mass marketable.
Yeah.
Same thing with flying cars. Same thing with robots.
The Jetsons used to be my shit, and fucking Back to the Future with the fucking hover cars. I was really looking forward to that shit, bro. Anyways, though.
I'm not. Because niggas drive reckless as fuck when they wheels is on the fucking ground, bro. I can just imagine niggas just driving all different random places. Oops, my bad. And still just taking the fuck off. Like,
I don't picture it being much different. Just cooler looking.
I don't know, man. We don't need that many more motherfuckers in the air. It's already hella airplanes and shit going to all these different places.
I think
you want to put random niggas in cars in the sky?
I think it'd be too difficult because I think the idea of flying cars is too revolutionary. I don't think, like, even if we are able to mass market it, to actually introduce it into the ecosystem of what we have going on, it would destroy current, like, a lot of things. Like for example, whoever has these flying cars, you probably have more power, like, or more money. Yeah.
I feel like this.
That's life.
I feel like somewhere out there a Wakanda exists. So with that being said, like it's a world out there. They might be closed off from everybody else, but they have all of this shit. And we know this because if we look at ancient drawings and hieroglyphics and shit, they had flying technology too. Flying technology isn't some new shit, even though we feel like, oh, this is the first person to take a flight across the whole. No, they've been flying. They've been doing this shit.
All right, now we gotta cite some sources. Where
Ancient aliens. Go look at a couple episodes, man. You gonna find some shit out, man.
That's this nigga show.
You gonna find some shit out.
I'm not gonna say I
But
hate
my
that
thing
show,
is,
but some niggas be saying some wild fucking shit.
It might
bro.
be wild, but at the same time, whose truth? Like you told, man. I remember taking you to the show. And you told me this. Truth is truly subjective.
Where I say that at? That's a bar.
I took you to when I was working at the History Center. Atlanta History Center. I took you to a play I was working on out there.
On West Faces Fair?
Yeah. And truth is like truly subjective. Like it's gonna be shit that we don't have access to. Our amount of money, our class, our whatever divisionary type of shit we have in place is going to keep us from the access. Like, it's niggas who got this shit, bro.
Yo, hey, she be saying some wild shit, and it be so wild, it's like, I don't even know if I want to argue because you might know something that I don't, or you just saying some wild shit, bro. I don't know which one it is.
Bro, I just seen this article today that
Who used to
said
have flying objects back in
Jeff Bezos got this motherfucking mega yacht, and some country is about to have to destroy or lift up a historic bridge or something just for it to pass because that motherfucker's so big.
How you feel about that?
I feel like that's what money is, and that's what access is. And if you got that shit, you can do shit like that.
What's
you know
the
what I'm
problem with
saying? I ain't say it was a problem.
I could think of a problem. I mean, if you got that much money to be able to destroy a national landmark for them like that, why not just crane it above it as opposed to destroying it? If you got the money.
I didn't imagine it was getting destroyed, the landmark. It just had
I'm
a fucking
not
move.
sure. I ain't read the whole article. I only half read the shit.
Excuse me.
But still.
I hear you though, Los. I just disagree. You know what I mean? Like, if that nigga got the money to fucking move a landmark, move a fucking landmark, bro. He paying for it. Like, no?
It's in a different country.
Yeah.
It's not even his fucking country.
And it's like 100 something or
it's not even his fucking country.
Some amount of years old.
And if he spent 500,000
Older than
American dollars to get it done, whatever that translate into their currency, is niggas gonna complain?
No.
Niggas just got 350,000 euros to open a bridge. Boo hoo.
He got
You know
the
what
same.
I'm
He
saying?
got
I'm
the
sorry
same.
to-
He got the same bread to do it a different way.
Yeah. I guess that's my capitalistic side coming out, because I hear you, Hotep. Money rules the world and all, but who cares?
I just think he's
That's
really
what I'm
stupid.
saying though. Like, not only that, like in this world, right? Capitalism is going to be, number one. But in other worlds, whether they be parallel worlds or not, you know what I'm saying? It's going to be somewhere knowledge-based rules more shit. And they're going to have more technology and shit. Like, it's like our ancestors were able to communicate with telekinesis.
Bruh, what the fuck? Okay, I'm not even going.
I'm just saying, bro. It's info out there, bro.
What is this
and my
pod?
thing is, I can't bring all the shit here. I can't look at this, look at this, look at this, look at this.
You're letting her take over.
I'm just saying.
That's what's going on. I'm just standing back. I'm letting it too.
Okay.
This shit
Let's get some
fucking
direction
exists.
here. Hold on. What are we talking about right now? What are we talking
The
about
metaverse.
right now? No, we're not. No, we're not. Okay. How do we get here, Ace? You lost me at telekinesis, so I don't know what you were talking about because all I heard was back in the day we had telekinesis.
Oh, we were talking.
I'm saying that all these technologies already exist. Like, our ancestors been flying this shit, bro. That's what I'm bringing this shit back to.
Okay. And this is not in the metaverse. You're talking about in real life.
This is why they are our ancestors, and this is why they've been flying, because our ancestors are fucking aliens who fucked the dinosaurs and their dino cocks.
We used to be kings.
And they recreated these lizard people who eventually became us, and that's why some of them lizard people are still roaming amongst us.
And that's why you're the best lizard.
That's why I'm the best lizard out here.
Fucking A. Okay, hold on, Ace. Because I really want to get back to this. Okay. You going Hotep crazy. We got to get this out. Because I don't even know. Should we entertain this? Yeah, we should. Okay.
Fuck it.
So first of all, niggas was flying before the 1900s. You got to cite your source. Where did you hear this?
She was there.
Young Pharaoh?
No, nigga, I
Thank
told
God.
you. Ancient aliens, nigga. Ancient aliens.
I hate that fucking source. God damn. Okay.
It's a terrible source. It's a good show.
I hate that fucking show so much.
It's a good show.
No, it's not. No, it's not, bruh. The fucking scientists always be looking like fucking mad
Some of that
scientists
shit
they pulled
be
out of the
wild
lab.
as fuck. Some of that shit be wild as fuck. Like, my thing is this: with any information that you come across, you have to treat that shit like fish. You eat the meat, you throw away the bones, bro. You don't choke on that shit. You know what I'm saying? Don't get caught up in that shit. Eat what speaks to your motherfucking truth.
That was some super Hotep shit you just said right
I'm
there.
just
Like to make sense of some wild shit that you said
that
previously.
just sounds like someone validating an ignorance. Like,
not necessarily, bro. Cause
You
look,
take the
bro,
meat,
my
throw away the
truth,
bones.
eat what you want only.
Exactly. Eat what suffices you. If bones suffices you, my nigga, go be a dog. Go crazy with the shit. That's not what's gonna suffice me, bro. Give me the meat, bro.
Who was flying?
Who
Who was flying before 1900?
But it just sounds like you're only focusing on the bones if you're focusing on conspiracy.
My gosh, man. Telekinesis as well. Where'd you get this? Like before, I don't even know where to go.
Bro.
This will all make sense if you were talking about things in the metaverse. I was like, oh yeah, okay, you want some next level shit. But you're talking about things that happened like in the 1800s.
All this shit in
1700s.
circles. That's what I'm talking about. It all repeats.
We're about to
itself.
get our powers back, bro.
History repeats itself, bro.
She doing this because it's 222. 2222.
Maybe you need to tap the fuck in, my nigga. Maybe you need to tap the fuck in.
Golly.
Shit.
Alright. I think that was your amped up.
Nah, my amped up. I had a good time in motherfucking Texas.
Had you ever heard that Leonardo da Vinci was an alien? Or was abducted by aliens? I think I got that from Ancient Aliens. They said like he was gone for like 2 years.
I missed that episode.
He was just like vanished, and then he came back and he just started inventing hella shit. And they said during that 2 years they think that he was abducted by aliens and learned their ways, and then came back.
He had an anime time skip. Come on, that was great. I
So,
wish you guys were actual nerds.
Again,
Yeah, I was gonna say that was a strong one. For you.
time skip.
Somebody gonna get that.
I know they
just
are.
watched
So many
a
people
movie
are.
about time skips, right? And again, if somebody can conceptualize this shit enough to put it in movie form, what is there
I wanna
so
see
hard
that
to
movie.
believe that it hasn't happened?
I can make a movie about
Leonardo
anything,
da
bro.
Vinci's 2
About
years
who?
with the
I can make
aliens.
any movie about anything. I can make a movie about Leonardo da Vinci in the 2 years that he had with aliens. That doesn't make it more or less true. Just because us four got together and we each had, let's say, $150,000 to put toward a movie and created a movie, that doesn't make it more or less real.
I don't think that was our prior argument.
That's what she's saying now.
That's not what I said.
You said if they conceptualize it into a movie, then there's some truth to it. Like the jump skip movie.
Like,
The time
so,
skip.
my thing is this. Like,
That doesn't mean that it's real. It just was a movie. Somebody thought of it and like,
no, bro.
the idea is something about it is probably real, but that doesn't mean that it is real.
It don't mean that it's happening in present time for you to see. But what I'm saying is that it's a possibility
argue
for
with
it
that.
to happen. That's what real means. Real means it can be proven. It can be conceptualized.
Let me expand my mind and open to hear that.
I don't even think real needs to be proven. Real needs to exist whether you accept it or not.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Just like the air. You can't see the air, but that shit is real. You know it's fucking there.
Mm-hmm.
You can feel it. You can feel the effects of it, but you can't see air. You can't touch air. You can't taste air. You can't do nothing with your senses with it, but yet we know it's a real thing.
Same thing with your brain.
So what are you saying by saying that? Because I don't understand your point.
I'm
That just
saying
because
that,
you can't see it, that doesn't mean that it's not real.
yes. That's exactly what I'm
But
saying.
it sounds like you're also saying it's because we see it in a movie that means it's real.
It don't mean that it's real, like it's happening present time for you to see. It means that it's a possibility that it could happen.
And that makes it real?
That makes it real.
So aren't we saying the same thing then?
Probably.
And you're just talking about ideas, nigga.
Ideas are real, bro.
ideas
Ideas
are-
create shit.
Okay, so we are saying the same thing.
Essentially.
I guess you're just
Mostly.
saying it in a Hotep way, like, oh, like,
Or maybe you
I'm getting
over
upset.
conspiracizing my thoughts and shit.
Y'all want to do a shot clock?
nah, man, we can't end it like this.
I'm not a big fan of these dogs right today.
Back up. All in the shot. Bye. It's all good, bro.
I hate your idea, Ace. I have no argument against it right now, but I don't like it. I just want you to know that. I don't like it at all. And I don't want you to make me against ideas, because I'm an idea guy. I'm a dreamer. I love that shit. I love the fucking, what's the word I'm looking for? The abstract ideas and fucking constructs. I love all that. But you're making me want to argue against it, and I don't like that.
Do you, brother? Do you?
And we agree essentially, but I just feel like you're taking it too far. And that's what I don't like. You know what I mean? Like, ideas are real. The things that anything that is real, actual, that you can touch was an idea first.
Exactly.
That I agree with, for sure. Ideas are the start of everything. But just because it is an idea, especially an artistic one, a creative movie, piece of media, that does not mean that anything in that is real. That doesn't mean that anything in that will happen. It could happen. A lot of things could happen. Like a dinosaur could fall through that window. That could happen. That doesn't mean it. That doesn't make it any more or less real. Me saying that. That idea is just like you're making anything could happen into like anything will happen. I guess.
I think. Yeah.
Like,
So I mean,
Right,
like,
oh man, why did you make me? What did you make me?
It sounds like you're denying the idea of infinity.
I just don't want to be the crappy old guy.
We
all
are
the
a
time.
floating rock in space, and out here in the universe, there's literally everything.
nothing new under the sun. That's all I'm saying.
I'm ready for a shot clock. Did anybody have anything to say about the metaverse or Ready Player One? You saw it, right?
Yeah, I saw it.
What'd you think of it?
It was a while ago. So did you finish your amped up? Because you just said you saw it.
Yeah, my amped up was just the
It's a great
metaverse is
movie.
gonna take us into the dark ages. That's what I was really gonna talk about, and then somehow we got into some shit that just made me mad.
Yeah, you get mad
Stay
at
mad.
amped ups. It's gonna start being your thing, getting you angry at an amped up.
And I don't want to be. I don't want to be angry at all, man.
Last time it was, I'm not even gonna bring it up. Let's go ahead and move on.
Baby mama drama?
I mean, you brought it up.
Or the cover being upside down?
No word. No one called you. All right.
But for the metaverse thing, like, I just thought the movie was really great, and it really made me think about how in the metaverse and how y'all were trying to explain to me, that's pretty much we're going to be where everybody socializes and have their life. And the idea that, especially watching it unfold in like a 3D medium like that, nah, man, I don't think that's the way the world should go. I feel like we're running away from society.
And I don't think
Where should it go?
100% of the world would ever be in the metaverse. I think you're going to have two parallel worlds operating at the same time. So for those who don't have access to the transportation or whatever experience that they really want to get at, they're going to use the metaverse to get that experience. But for the people who do have access to the experiences that they want, they're living the life that they want, they can do the things they want to do, they're not going to spend that much time in there. They might dib and dab just to see what's going on. They might even be the people who would invest and own what's going on in the metaverse. But not everybody's going to be.
Think about like VR goggles right now, how like not everyone is using it, but that's kind of seems like what should be the next step of like video games.
Mm-hmm.
And it's good enough that you can enjoy these video games, but not everyone's doing it.
I just don't want us living our lives there. Like if
I don't think
the metaverse
yeah.
becomes a new social media, then I feel like we're going the wrong way.
A lot of people will
We're
live
taking
their
it too
lives
far.
there. A lot of people will,
Mhm.
though.
Yeah.
But not the majority and not everybody.
And we're saying it like it's like
Not the
like,
majority.
Not the majority.
I
don't think the majority.
and I think like the fact that that
In 50 years, it might be the majority.
we shouldn't separate it from social media. It should. I really think it's more of an advanced social media. It's a culmination of a lot of different technologies together.
I take majority back. Majority of the world, yeah. Probably majority of America.
I just want to say,
Yeah.
But probably.
these motherfuckers gonna block this whole damn video. The internet.
You are too deep into conspiracies. We are not that
They
famous.
is, bro.
What-
we are not-
famous, but
What
they gonna
what
block
have
that
we
shit.
said that we used to have telekinetic powers? Back in
Nigga,
the
first
day?
off, they gonna be
They ain't
they
caring
gonna
about
be
us.
pinging our shit for metaverse. The whole every time we done said metaverse in this
We're
bitch,
not that
they
big.
gonna be pinging our shit.
Or every one of your conspiracy theories is right on, and that's gonna be the shit that shut us down.
Nah, hey,
I'm
let me
just saying.
let me throw something out there.
We used to fly.
Little food for thought. Little food for thought, Ace. I recently saw a video, and it got my brain thinking. After 9/11, when people started questioning a lot of shit, and they really started posting online about like, yo, what is it that they're telling us is not real? When they started questioning a lot. But at the same time, the government doesn't want people questioning a lot of shit. So I think they also took the liberty amongst themselves to oversaturate the internet with a whole bunch of bullshit conspiracy theories. So that way, anything that is actually real can be, shoved along with those other bullshit conspiracy theories.
Needle in a haystack.
I know some of these things could be real. But putting out so many of them at the same time makes me think that you're thinking that all of them are real.
And that also adds to my argument against just because somebody thought it makes it real.
My
There's
thing
so
is
many
this.
conspiracy
My
theories.
thing
Some
is
of them
this.
shit ain't
Where, yeah, folks ask so much for the research and everything, but who the fuck really, like, unless that's your profession, nobody is out here saying, oh, I found it in this book, and they found it in this book, and they found it in this person. This person had a first person account. Nobody is having no first person accounts of any information.
For
Nobody
the shit
can
that we find
validate almost any of this shit.
For the shit that I find undoubtedly true, yes, there is shit like that for that.
Some shit, but it's some shit that is not though. Again, the whole air thing. We just called this motherfucker air, but what if it don't even want to be called air? What if it want to be called some other shit?
But there's still undisputed science that it exists. That's why I can accept it.
Bro, what science? You done seen it? You done looked at it? You done checked the research?
You ever been to school?
You done checked the math?
Exactly.
Nigga,
So
first
why
off,
are you
I
ignoring
graduated
it?
from college.
So
I'm
then
not-
why the fuck are you ignoring
And
it?
nobody's ignoring it. I'm sitting up here saying the air exists. We saying the same fucking thing.
All
But
right.
what we're saying, what we're not agreeing upon is that we nobody's out here validating anybody else's information for real. So again, truth is very subjective.
The stuff that's being questioned is the stuff that's questionable. Nobody's questioning air because we know that shit exists.
How we know? How we know?
Because there's data on that shit.
What data?
And we experience it.
Pull it out. You can't.
Give me your phone. I will. You guys literally ask me to pull out my phone every time when we know it's the machine that's recording us. Give me your phone. Give me anything.
The phone is gonna
give me anything, and I will.
What is the phone gonna give you?
You want data?
Somebody else's information, stuff that again you can't
that's
validate.
what we are asking you to provide.
Bro, and I told you where you could go and get it from. Just like you say you could get it from the phone, I told you where I got my info from.
Yeah, but I'm gonna get scholarly data.
Them niggas be doctors and scientists, bro.
The people on TV?
Yeah.
Yes,
that's a bad thing.
It's not.
Them niggas be doctors and lawyers, bro.
Doctors, scientists, the same people who we listen to shit about this COVID shit from, like anything.
You know,
you're
a lot
gonna
of,
take
like,
your information from somebody who is specializing in that area.
I want to see
you
doctors
have
put together a TV show. How entertaining would that be? Compare that to the actors that are on Ancient Aliens and the scripts that are written for the show.
Oh, you think it's scripted?
Of course it's fucking scripted.
Why? Of course. I thought those are just people in their theories.
No, there's definitely scripting to it. Like, if you're going to watch TV, and if you want legitimate data, no one's out here watching 60 seconds because they fucking like it, you know? Like, or 60 minutes, whatever. You know, they're watching it because it's facts or whatever it is, or I don't know, whatever it's being watched anymore for that kind of shit. But then at the same time, if you want to watch and be entertained for something, you're going to watch a TV show, a series.
You lost me on the train of thought, though. I was talking about scripted shit. Like, you think Ancient Aliens is scripted?
Yes, and that's a TV show. TV shows are scripted.
All of them?
What TV show isn't scripted?
I'm sure not. I don't know. I don't think all of them are, though. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm sure there are some that exist, but it's like the whole
But
point.
a documentary count as a scripted show?
Even documentaries are scripted.
That counts as scripted? Okay. I guess Sports Center news. I guess you could say that's scripted as well.
If it's entertainment, it has to follow some sort of entertainment like flow chart. People, if
those type of shows, though, those are particular ones.
Even the
I wouldn't think
news.
that would be scripted.
Even the news.
Are we scripted?
Yes.
We done
Ooh,
tried a couple
there we go.
times.
Are we scripted?
We done tried a couple times.
I'm saying.
Yeah, so now I disagree. I don't think
What's
we're
ish?
scripted in the way that he's saying scripted. I don't think we're scripted.
So what
We
is the
probably
line of
Because
scripted?
when he brought up TV, you know, I was thinking, what's that show? Curb Your Enthusiasm. You know, they're ish scripted. They're not really scripted.
Right.
You know, like that's kind of what we are. But you know, we have an idea of what we want to do for the entertainment.
Does that make it scripted? So only thing that would not be scripted is complete freestyle? Like what would not be scripted? How do you, where's the line on scriptedness? Does that make sense?
Yeah, I know what you mean. I know what
Okay.
he means. I'm just waiting for y'all to
Okay.
argue it out.
When you
Anyway,
when you catch a meme.
We don't have to answer that because Ancient Aliens sucks. We don't have to do a deep dive. I'm mad that show got so much of this episode at all.
I mean, I'm
That
not.
show,
I'm not.
I hate y'all for watching it.
Look.
I hate I'm glad you're not saying it a lot because I know how much you like that show.
Ancient Aliens, but I mean, just like
defend it.
the Discovery Channel itself is a whole plethora of educational shows. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
My thing is like, I'm not if these niggas if they running some shit on Shark Week, right? And they dropping this information or everything like that. I'm not finna go in the ocean to see how many sharks it really is in the fucking ocean to see if they population thing is right. I'm not out here to validate that shit. I heard some shit, it stuck with me. It sounds like it might be true. It spoke to me, so this is what, you know what I'm saying, I'm going by now. Now, granted, that's an easy as you said, easy way for people to, just be okay with all type of bullshit. But at the same time, you only got to worry about yourself. You only got to make sure you not worried about bullshit. And if you stand on what you feel like is your truth, you standing on that.
That's totally
You don't
fine.
got to defend shit, for real.
But when you spreading conspiracy theories, that's not just
Niggas
being
ain't
on your
gotta
own.
believe my shit.
I know, but you out here
They don't
spreading
gotta
it.
believe nothing I say.
Then at that point, you're not just worried about your own truth.
Believe none of what you see,
Anything
and
I'm on.
half of what you hear, or half of what you hear, none of what you see.
Yeah. Believe half
whatever.
of what you see and none of what you hear.
Yeah.
Honestly, I just feel like this whole argument, this whole amped up, just kind of turned into like an argument on us all being born in the like information age and how that leads to like we're kind of in the misinformation age now as well. So it's like so much information out that people don't know what to believe, and so things that you would think were just science has proved and reproved and legitimized so many things. A lot of people don't believe. And the things that you might think is like, you just niggas not on this, other people just don't believe it because it's information saying otherwise. You know what I'm saying? And so like everybody just has information that can reinforce whatever they believe.
Yeah.
And as you also mentioned earlier, the truth is kind of subjective.
Hey.
Nobody knows the absolute truth, unfortunately. So as much as I kind of disagree with a lot of shit you say, but what can I say?
Shouldn't the phrase be "your truth is subjective"?
Ain't that what I said?
No, the truth is subjective.
Oh, I meant to say your truth is subjective. And there's an absolute truth, but nobody knows it. That's what I was trying to say.
Yeah.
So.
Shout out Cloud Atlas.
Nigga, that was me. That wasn't no fucking Cloud Atlas.
That was Cloud Atlas.
What? What?
You never gave me that thought. I didn't even
I
finish.
shout you out, TZ. I heard it from you, my
Right, I
nigga.
appreciate that. Cite your source, dog. Especially when it's me.
No, because I remember us having that conversation after you finished watching that movie.
I never said
That's probably what I got
so,
from it.
Huh?
I said that's probably what I got from it. You know what I mean? Just
That's what I'm
my
saying.
artistic brain on that.
Like that's literally how it was gotten, like how it was understood. I think that was the main point of that movie. It was just like, like a whole bunch of different lifetimes, like people throughout different lives. Were they in parallel timelines or whatever?
Yeah, it was all one timeline, just people reoccurring in
Yeah,
one time.
and it was like one single truth, but it was about everybody's subjective truth.
Oh, okay, I get what you're saying. And like everybody, that was the cool thing about that movie. We as viewers, and what I like about movies, we got to see what the absolute truth is, what actually happened. But people only get a perspective from what they've seen. And that particular movie was throughout different time periods. So yeah, shout out to Cloud Atlas. Definitely one of my favorite movies.
Here's a hot idea. What if the only truth that actually exists is subjective? Like our own truths. But
Ooh, I kind of want to just close it right there because I don't even know. What can we say to that?
But the idea that there is an objective actual truth has only been implanted in us by our own wishes and beliefs that there is an actual truth, and we don't want to believe in our own truth.
I know you better shut that shit down right the fuck now, Tizzy. Talking about me and my hotel shit. This nigga going all the way left.
Yes,
that
because
crazy?
I never heard no one talk about that. I literally just threw that out there.
I guess I disagree, but I don't think it's. That
I don't think what I'm saying is real. I think there is an objective truth. I'm just saying.
I agree.
I'm just saying, like, what if?
Why I gotta be the bad cop? You say something. Honestly, I thought it was such a like open-ended, broad question. Like it's really a thought-provoking one that I was.
Cause that's what it was. That's what it was. It was just a what if.
I don't got the. No, obviously, none of us have the answer because nobody knows what the truth is besides the truth.
Shot clock.
Yep.
Shot clock. Bowls behind you.
I'm ready. Los. If you could give your younger self advice, what would it be, and at what age would you give that advice to that person? Starting now. Should I let him see the time? Okay.
Bro, do something. I would go back to sophomore year of high school. That's when I always feel like one of my bigger cruises in my life, where it's just like things changed at that point, and I don't really want to change what happened. That was all. Yeah. Jeez.
All right, we back.
Welcome back.
So we got some Ask the Cast from the none other than Ace.
Ooh.
Who said that? You? Who said that? Okay.
It wasn't me.
It's funny, like, rewatching the pod after it comes out and catching all the things that I didn't catch when we were actually podding.
Mm.
Like, sometimes people will say two things at once and I'll only hear one person and then like to hear the other person what they were saying, or just the little ad-libs that people have. It's hilarious.
Factuals.
Pink hippo sweat.
What was that?
What?
Go ahead. It's on you.
Alright, so this is from motherfucking Julie in South Carolina. She said her father died 5 years ago and her mother recently passed away. She told her two sisters and her that she hoped that one of us would want to live in her house after she was gone and that we'll be able to keep it in the family.
I'm sorry, wait. She told her two sisters and her?
Yeah.
Her
Who?
mom?
Yeah.
Okay.
Her mom told her two sisters and her what?
That she hoped that one of them would want to live in the house after she was gone, just to be able to keep it in the family, right? After she passed, they checked the will and she left everything to the three of them equally. It's not a lot of money, but it's a little bit. And the biggest thing was the house. So Julie is married with a family and they have a home. They ain't trying to move. The younger sister lives in another state and there's no way she could just pick up her life and just move. And I'm trying to see if this is the youngest. It just say the other sister, so I guess it's not the youngest. But the other sister is renting and she's planning to move in. She says that she wants to buy the house from the younger sister. Wait. She says, hold on. Julie says that she needs to buy the house from the younger sister and herself. And the younger sister says she needs to rent the house from us and pay us every month. But she says this is what Mom wanted. She told us all of that and she's only willing to do what Mom asked of us. So she plans to move in and not pay rent or buy our shares. What should we do? The middle sister, Julie.
Well, that was terribly unclear for one. But thank you, I guess, for sharing that super serious one. Oh, gosh.
Did you use real names?
Nah.
Okay.
Wow.
All right, so my question, I guess I'll start while he thinks about it, is the house paid for?
The house is paid for, okay. So...
The house is paid for?
The house is paid for.
Right.
The mom left it for the three sisters.
Yep, got all that. Mm-hmm.
They each got a share of the house. Whichever sister this is, don't want to pay them for their shares so that she can own the house. And she don't want to pay rent or mortgage or nothing like that.
So that's my thing. That's why I asked about, is the house paid off? Because if the house is paid off, I don't understand why she owes them rent.
No, yeah,
she doesn't owe you rent because the house is paid off. Now, Mom wanted one of us to stay there. Anybody I know who has a house in the family, once it's paid off, the point is, hey, they can stay there for free, especially if it's the kids of the person that bought the house. Now, if she wants to sell it and do what she wants to do with it, to me, that's when the whole idea of, hey, I got to buy y'all shares out comes in. But before Mom died, this wasn't your house. Y'all didn't live here. Y'all didn't maintain it. Mom wanted somebody to live in it. Hey, I'm living in it. I don't owe y'all shit.
That's real shit. Damn.
I only need y'all permission to sell.
That's real shit. I was
concise.
I was against it at first too because I was just talking to someone about a similar situation, and she said that her sisters had to pay her off her share and didn't want to and everything like that.
Right.
And had to take them to court, and like it created a whole family dynamic and shit for no reason, basically.
Yeah, so
You know
we
what
have
I'm
a
saying?
house in my family that's owned and then it's passed down through generations. So when, I forget the order, but when someone dies, long story short, at some point I'm going to become part owner of a house that was bought 3 generations ago. And it's spread across like 20 motherfuckers. But it's just meant for people to always have somewhere to stay. And she set it up like that so that the house would never be sold because our great-great-great-grandmother knows that 20 motherfuckers is never going to agree on shit. So the house ain't never going to go nowhere. So we usually have like a person in the family that's real handy, and they'll fix the house up every so often and maintain it. But for the most part, if you break it up evenly between people, it's going to be conflict. So like for my mom, a lot of the assets, they go to me. Because she knows that, well, if I give them just to you, you're going to split it between your brothers. But there won't be any argument. There won't be any stalling. Like, it's going to be decisive. It's going to be taken care of.
Right.
But that leaving it evenly to 3 people, 4 people, 5 people, that shit don't work, bro.
And that was honestly the first thing I thought of when you started reading the story. Like, damn, the mom left it to 3 people evenly.
That shit don't work.
That's breeding conflict. So I'm not surprised that they got an issue like that. As far as the solution, I think Green, what you said was definitely right. But I could see them trying to like get some rent out of that too, though. Depending on, for me, how important it was for like our mom saying one of us has to live there. Like, did she really say we have to live there, or she just wants it, or like, you know what I mean? If that's like super important, then okay, maybe I'll rethink it. But otherwise, like that's rent that we could be getting. Because if none of us live there, then we could be getting like money off of this.
True.
You know, so that's the only reason why I would consider the rent argument. Now, at the same time, like, it's really no point of us, like, charging rent if we got a sister out here who could
Struggling.
live there. You know what I mean? Like, that's, yeah, just as being a sibling, I think you could make that concession.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it should be an obligation.
I don't
Right.
think
And
mom
why is
would-
it that like my mom died,
Yeah.
all of a sudden my sister is paying me income?
Exactly.
That makes absolutely no sense.
Mom doesn't want us to profit off of each other.
Okay. Okay. I don't know, though.
Yeah, I think we're all on the same page about this.
Does
right?
somebody have to live? That's
No.
the thing.
They don't have to, and
have to
but the
live
thing
there,
is,
man.
the thing is, the whichever entity wants to make profit off of this house, they have to put money into it. They have to pay off the other sisters if the other sisters don't want in on this. But if anybody's trying to make a business out of this, then all of us are in on this. And if you don't want to be a part of it, then you gotta sell your shit to us.
Old girl gonna end up getting outvoted. The sister that want to move in, she gonna have to pay rent. Cause I mean, how's it gonna go?
Yeah, it's gonna go like that.
Two
but,
votes,
I mean,
depending on what the out of state sister want.
Well, Julie, what's our advice? Let your sister live.
Which one is Julie?
She the one who wrote the question.
But I mean, like, which sister? Is she the one that want to move in, or the one that?
Nah, she not the one that want to move in.
Well,
She got her own house and her own husband.
okay. What I would suggest, Julie, I think you should just let her move in and let her live rent free. But if you don't want to, I mean, if you want to make a business decision out of it, I ain't gonna hold you. I wouldn't recommend it, but I would understand. That's me.
Julie, I just gotta say, leave her alone.
You're an idiot. That was an interesting one.
Thank you. I just came up with it on the spot. All right, so now we got our honorable mentions.
Yo, in the future, I could just see like some like a news clip type shit.
For honorable mentions. Like,
Yeah. Nah, but like.
No.
I did say now that you said that,
Honorable mentions.
All right, that'll probably be it. I'll make sure to keep that part. We back.
Okay, here you go.
Honorable mentions. So first of all, first honorable mention, we were just talking about Joe Rogan, and he's in the hot water again for doing some shit, saying some shit. I just didn't know what exactly he said.
He's pushing false P.
Fake P.
False prophets out here.
Pushing dildos. So Ace, what do you did you see what he said?
Man,
Was
this
it
is a
something
long,
COVID-related?
wordy ass article. It don't get straight to the point.
Okay, well I think it was about COVID, whatever it was.
Anything.
Something about COVID.
And I just know that some dude, Neil Diamond, was he like a rock star, a pop star?
Oh, Neil Young or some shit.
Neil Young?
I think it was Young.
Young Neil.
Who is Neil Diamond?
Maybe it was Diamond. I mean, that sounds like a singer name.
Okay, so somebody important like decided that they was gonna pull their music off of Spotify because that's where Joe Rogan is because of all the shit that he be saying. And so then Los was saying as well, like apparently Joe Rogan does this often, which I had no idea. I think we should probably know about this as podcasters, but I really don't be paying attention.
That's because we only pay attention to those above us, and there ain't no one past us, bro.
God damn, you right? When they looking at God.
Mm-hmm.
So
In other words, we don't know shit.
stop pushing fake news, Joe Rogan.
Take our lead. Take our lead.
I did see he said though that he gonna use my excuse when we get.
Isn't
like,
that gonna be
hot water
us in the
shit.
future?
Yeah, because he actually said like, man, I just started a podcast with my friends and then a bunch
Right,
of people
like-
started tuning in. I didn't want that responsibility, and so I'm like, bro,
Like
that's
season
exactly
one,
what I'm gonna say.
that was us. Season one is just like, yo, we don't check our fact check or anything that we're saying. Don't listen to us.
We
Fuck
just be
you.
talking shit.
Yeah, and then now season 2, hey, yo, listen to us.
I really do hate that though. Like once you get big, you kind of have to be more responsible for what you say, even if it's just jokes. Like you can't just.
Unless we're not a
Say
podcast anymore, we just straight up turn into comedians. Then we can just say whatever the fuck we want.
Right, but then you gotta have a stand up. I think somebody gotta have a stand up out for you to like calling yourself a comedic podcast.
I mean, if you're a group of comedians and doing stand up around the table, are you guys just doing sit down comedy?
I don't know how you have memorized. I had to look at the cheat sheet. So yeah, man. I kind of feel bad for him because I would hate for somebody to be on our ass like that. Like, bro, we really just be talking. And then, but
That's the thing.
If we
If-
had like thousands of viewers, maybe I would be more conscious about the things I say.
They only trying to bring us down because they're below us, bro.
That's why I be saying we gotta get started right now. Like we got 59 million viewers watching.
We do.
I guess I'm just curious how y'all feel about that in general. Like a person with a large audience, and you know how much policing should they put on their ideas that they put out on their platform? Like, do y'all think it's a big responsibility? Should you be able to just say whatever? Like,
It's
because
just
I kind of do, but I don't think that's I can't justify it.
Just after a certain point, you don't have a choice. Once you achieve some sort of celebrity status, you're at that point choosing to put yourself in the public eye. So you lose certain privileges as a regular citizen, kind of.
So you can't just like say whatever.
Kind of not.
But I think you can.
Not
So-
not unless you want to, be responsible for what you're saying.
He gets away with a lot. I think most people get away with a lot.
Mm-hmm.
This situation was specific to COVID and specific to misinformation regarding COVID and probably against the established scientific facts regarding COVID.
Oh, he's been doing that for months then.
So for
I did
people,
hear about this.
They consider that like life-threatening type shit. You see, so that's where it's at. It's not about hurt feelings. It's not about none of that shit. It's about, yo, we feel like this is deadly information. Not saying that I feel that way, but the people who decided to boycott it and ask Spotify to start removing their content from that platform was like, no, he's putting out deadly misinformation.
And the thing about it is cancel culture is real. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's That's the last thing I want. The last thing I want is for niggas to be able to pull out pictures of me back in the day and say, oh, Ace was doing X, Y, and Z, or pull out old text messages or any type of receipts that, you know, really don't give the best perception of my character. You know what I'm saying?
They're gonna do that for sure.
Even if you're
They are,
saints.
but when you at a celebrity status, it's like 10 times much. Like, you can't just meet a random motherfucker and smoke with them. Like, how? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You don't have those luxuries.
Unless you build your brand around that.
I'm curious with the Joe Rogan thing. Like, I'm sure he didn't just say random things. Did he have like any type of erroneous facts to back him? Like I was saying earlier, it's the information age. You can always find something to support you.
And then in this case, the misinformation age, like you said earlier.
You know what I mean? So it's like, it's actually kind of the argument we were having in the first part. Like, can you really say whatever? If I got somebody that I can say, like, said this, who am I to say it's not true? And who are you to say, like, just because more people believe it's not true doesn't mean it isn't true.
Right.
And I don't know what Joe Rogan
Right.
said, but just in general, when you're having an argument about facts change. Like I was just saying last week, man, science be making me not want to believe in it, but that's the thing we're supposed to believe in most.
Only thing
Because it's always changing.
Only thing I could really believe that really caused this kind of reaction from the culture is he probably said AMP ain't top 5 pod.
I mean,
But again, that's why I say this is like. So I agree with you.
That
I think
outrage.
most people who listen to podcasts probably agree with you. Spotify agrees with you. This situation is a situation not because of the average everyday listener. This is a situation because of money and power dynamics. So it took a person who had pull and weight enough to affect the money of Spotify to trigger a chain reaction of multiple content creators now wanting to leave or have their content removed to get this type of reaction. Spotify came out initially and supported Joe Rogan. Said, like, the one guy, when he said, yo, remove my content, they said, no problem. All right, whatever. It was when other people who have money, who have power, who have reputation, wanted to have their content removed, that Spotify was like, wait. Yo, Joe, you got to say something. Say something to acknowledge it. We going to put some labels on some shit. Now we care. But we only care because of the money. We still agree with you and support you, but we only care because now it's costing us money.
I don't think anybody is surprised by how that played out. I mean,
Right.
maybe even them Spotify supporting him and saying, cool, Neil Young, not Neil Diamond, whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
But then, obviously once more people start pulling out, they got to do something. I don't think anybody's surprised by that. I'm curious. Us as a podcast, we can put it on wax. Like, if we were in that situation, how would we want to handle that? Like, Ace just said everybody had telekinesis powers. All of the people who don't have telekinetic powers are now offended. I don't know, some group. They feel like what you said was wild, outrageous, and they're offended by it. And they boycott, and one of those people is like Tom Cruise.
I got two.
And now YouTube don't fuck with us.
I got two thoughts on that. It's just like I don't know which one I'm more for. Like when you bring it up like that, I want to believe that I want to be like I will double down on what I just said, because this is my fucking show, and I'm fucking entertaining you however the fuck I want.
Suck my dick.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I also want the success of our pod as a whole, And if I don't see a possibility of me being able to present my platform, if not on the same show, but a different show, then I might force myself to apologize or something if I had to. But I definitely want to address it. Like if it's big enough for people to act or react upon it, I want to address it as well. At least address it.
And I guess we can have this conversation on the pod right now. The interesting thing about your answer is you kept saying I. We would have to do it like as a pod. So we all would have to kind of come to a consensus on how we want to handle it, because all four of us can't put out different messages.
Be funny.
You know what
like,
I'm saying?
And for the most part, we do like a majority rules type thing here.
General stance is suck my dick, and I ain't saying nothing. In his case, you have to though, because it depends on where y'all want to take the pod. Business is different than personal. So once that's not just Joe Rogan's podcast anymore. Once he signed that deal, that's Spotify's podcast too. So now when you got business ventures and we get sponsors and advertising and all that shit, then I'm gonna make a statement. Because at that point we transformed into a business. We took it beyond personal. So for me, if we just stay independent, no, suck my dick. And it kind of like, I think Steve Harvey recently said that he was retiring from comedy, stand-up comedy. Like, well, why would you retire? He's talking about cancel culture. Like, you a comedian. Like you just said, you can say whatever you want. And he said, no, I can't because people sponsor my shows. So every time I say something that offends them, I lose money. So he said, I'm just going to give up on comedy. He said people like Kevin Hart and all, they can't just say what the fuck they want when somebody else is paying for your shit. Because it ain't just your shit no more. It's a partnership.
You know what's funny, y'all? I swear to God, I was thinking about all this week. Just like apologizing and cancel culture. If something were to happen, what people would put out about us and what we should say, what we should care about, suck my dick. Do you really want to apologize? Putting out the notepad with the apology. Or I was thinking like, what if we just went live and was like, yo, if we offended y'all, my bad. That wasn't our intention. Ended the live. You know what I mean? And ended like that. Like not a super heartfelt one, but like, you know, we ain't hateful. So we're not saying shit with malice, but you know, we out here making jokes, and I'm with my homies, and we want to be able to talk shit and then get into real conversation and come in and out.
Maybe we gotta start considering disclaimers on our pods.
Man, fuck all that though.
Man, the disclaimer is I'm not responsible for how you perceive this content.
Mm-hmm. That's all.
That's it.
That's all.
What you think?
I'm sorry.
The bleeding heart. Because I know you want to say suck my dick as well, because you want to be able to believe what you believe.
But you a panda.
Yeah. You be feeling bad for people.
My thing is this. At the end of the day, if we become successful, it's going to be because of our viewership and shit. You know, we're going to find our crowd, our niche, and we going to flow with those people. You know what I'm saying? And we got to be respectful of those people. Now, the more bigger that pool of people gets, the more different as opinions and perceptions we kind of gotta fit the mold to, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, like, I feel like long as you moving forward with love and truth, you standing on your truth, then you know what I'm saying? That's what it is.
I think that was a great non-answer. Because let's say specifically. You know what I mean? Again, if we really
like it's some shit that I definitely done said on the show that I would definitely hate for niggas to run the cameras back and say the shit. You know what I'm saying?
Me too, of course. But again, I think that's okay. That's for no. Fuck what I think. We're not gonna let you get away. Keep going.
That's I definitely it's not no regrets or anything about it because I felt it in the moment. I stood 10 toes down on what I was saying. If I become proven wrong, then I'm proven wrong or some shit. But at the same time, for the most part, I stood on what I said. But at the same time, everybody don't need to know everything that's on the mind of Ace. You know what I'm saying? It's a special access to that place.
Let me jump in because you giving me another non-answer. I want to know in the scenario we painted. Mm-hmm. Somebody says something. It's a specific group that's coming after us. Maybe our sponsors in this hypothetical scenario, or just us personally, and they're like, we were offended by what you guys said. We want apologies. We want, you know, whatever the fuck people be wanting. I think it's really just be apologies as well. That's the funny thing, too. Everybody just wants an apology. Nobody even wants anything. Just wants a fucking apology.
That's acknowledgement and validation. They want to be heard and seen.
And the funny thing is, so many people just don't want to apologize. Like, I'm kind of with y'all, suck my dick, but it's like, or you could just apologize.
Right. Be PC about it.
Like, yo, my bad. That's what I'm saying. That's what my whole thing was going on live. Like, yo, we wasn't trying to be hurtful. Our bad. That's it.
Again, I'm not about to always address how somebody perceives some shit. Like you said, if we got a body of work, you can tell our intention in our body of work from most things, for how we gonna operate. That's where you say specifically us. Like Ace said, we come with love and good intentions in most shit that we doing. I should just say all shit. I don't think we ever come with malice. So I'm not about to be
really don't.
Addressing every misperception of some shit. Yo, you misheard or misunderstood some shit. Go, hey, run it by somebody else and maybe they'll help you understand and help you see it from a different perspective. Don't come to fucking me.
I hear that. And so then I bring it back to Joe Rogan. I don't know if he comes with any malice. I don't know. I don't watch the show. But
I don't think so.
I mean, once you start getting that kind of power, you start having some intent with your words.
And sponsorship, that's what I said. This is about money, sponsorship, and power. This ain't about the average everyday listener. So we got sponsorships. Oh, motherfucker, I will write the apology out first and give a press conference if that's what the fuck I got to do. I'll apologize if we in business with people.
And that's the interesting thing. That's what I was really thinking about. Like, where do we ultimately want this to go? And if we want to get mad money from it, like significant money, we would have to get sponsors, and we would have to
announce a business,
play the game,
and not the same person no more. Yeah,
and I don't know if it's gonna be fun anymore, bro. Like, it's not the same if you gotta do shit like that and you gotta play that. And that's really, and I stopped thinking about it after that because it's sad. And I was like, I don't know where to think from this. And so, yeah.
This is kind of why, like, I'm very glad that we delegated it all to, like, Ace for the money-making shit. Because I really don't... It makes me sad right now to think... Like, I see us making money off of this eventually. If we don't, whatever. But thinking about it right now, it just, like, the things that we have to do to make money, it changes what we're doing right now.
Mm-hmm.
How do you be independent and get bread as a pod? How do you be completely independent and get bread as a pod?
You gotta go viral.
And the only people I seen do it was, the only ones I paid attention to, I guess, was like Joe Budden and them. And they specifically got sponsorships that, like, y'all know what type of shit we do. We gonna say whatever.
Right.
And y'all gonna fuck with it. If not, then nah. And that's why they only had like 2 sponsorships.
Nothing like
the whole show.
Right.
A very successful show like that only had like 2 sponsorships because people just not gonna agree with it. You know what I mean? Like, what business would? Like, what you mean? We gotta just let you say whatever. But that's what we really asking for. You know what I'm saying? That's the only like real successful scenario.
That's the dream. Being paid to say whatever the fuck you want to say.
Yo, my nigga's a hotep. I don't know what she gonna say. She said somebody was a clone. This nigga running for Senate. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what you want me to say. Like, that's what she feel, and I stand behind it. I don't know if I agree, but
even with this, bro, I can see, like, if I ever get locked up or anything like that, niggas gonna be running this motherfucking episodes back. Be like, oh, you remember you said this, and oh.
And y'all know that's the internet thing. Once you become successful,
right.
The internet gauntlet, they gonna pull up all your old tweets,
all your old shit,
all your old Facebook shit, anything you've ever said in the last 15 years.
How mentally prepared are you for any of that? I feel, because if someone asks me, I feel like I'm very prepared to deal with it. Like, if someone comes up with me, I feel like I would be so unbothered by most of it. But I know the internet is fast and people are creative. And I know for the fact...
them niggas is deep as detectives, like...
Yo.
And people are mean. People are just straight up mean.
Yeah.
I say they're creative.
I would only feel bad about if something that people found out had like a negative effect on the pod. Like, I wouldn't like be ashamed, I don't think, on a personal level, because I can't think of anything. I've said some wild shit, but even then I'd just be like, yeah, I was on the internet wild and I don't know if I really meant it. You know what I'm saying? So like, you can always pull up some shit that I said that's wild, but I don't know if I meant that. So I don't care. But if it like negatively affected the pod and then that was my excuse, like, I ain't really mean that. I don't care. You know what I mean? It's like that's yeah.
And then that's the thing is like, I did mean it at that time. Maybe I don't now. That was a different me. Like, that was literally a different me hella minutes ago. Hella seconds ago.
Even with that, though, niggas not forgiving with that. Like, Kevin Hart, he always wanted to host, I think, the Emmys or something like that.
Emmys or the Oscars, one of those.
One of them. And it was the role of the lifetime. And he had to, I guess, I don't know what happened, but not do the role because of some tweets that happened 10 years before that. Mm-hmm. Some fucking tweets.
Did we talk about that on here?
I think it was brought up.
We probably talked about it.
But cancel culture is fucking for real, and it's unforgiving.
Quick question, guys. What would cause you to join cancel culture if you haven't already?
Like, I've definitely canceled R. Kelly because, like, bro, you wild.
Yeah, I was actually gonna say I probably am a part of cancel culture, just not the stereotypical one. Cause that's really what I do. I just probably don't announce it, but if I have a bad experience somewhere and it's like, or several, and it's like y'all really like a shitty business, I just stop going.
Yeah.
And I maybe don't tell everybody else to stop going and all that, but it's like y'all not about to get my bread for sure.
So how much not cancel culture? Because you didn't ask for them to be completely canceled and voided from the atmosphere.
Okay.
Get that shit yourself.
Yeah, if I have like an experience and then I see you continually do this to a lot of people, that make me want to join cancel culture, at least for that particular cause. Yeah. Like I want to say, like for Gucci, for example, I never wanted to buy Gucci, but if I could, would I answer that shit that like they be doing? Like they've done some racist shit. I don't know. I probably would.
I be leaving reviews like a motherfucker on my Lyft drivers, bro. If your car stink, or you got some bad brakes, or like you just drive crazy, bro, I'm leaving a fucking review.
You're only a real nigga if you tell it to them as well before you get out.
Fuck that.
Come on, baby.
You know, if I'm back here and you got black ass interior, but all you see is white specks everywhere, you know your fucking car dirty, bro. You know your shit dirty. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah. You feel that hard ass stop if your brakes ain't working right. You feel that shit too.
Yeah, I don't know. I understand you taking that route. I just personally don't agree. I don't like trying to get people fired even when they deserve to be fired.
It don't even be. I don't be aiming to get nobody fired, but nigga, don't pair me up with this motherfucker again.
I mean, what else would you write a bad review for?
Yeah, like what's the aim?
Fucking DoorDash. Like when I be ordering shit for DoorDash, they forget shit. I'm review. Give my motherfucking money back, bro.
I actually just had to do that as well, but I never. Even though I I strongly believe it'd be the drivers like stealing my food. I have no proof. I really don't know for sure. So I just gotta say, yo, I never got my food, and just take it on the chin. Because what can you do for real? Like
it don't even be.
I mean, according to Ace, you can go ahead and blame the driver. And
that is not according to me, because I ain't said nothing about blaming no driver. But the food, like I report that shit. You know what I'm saying? And I'll never have it where my food be missing, like the driver took it or something like that. It's like them niggas didn't make it right. It always be the restaurant.
You never like just not. I don't never have.
Now the one time I did, they left it in front of somebody else's door, and I'm like, "Where the fuck did you leave it at?" I left a message to call when you was outside, dumbass. You know what I'm saying? But they just gave me a refund for that shit.
They be stealing my shit, bro.
I don't never get my shit stolen like that.
Damn, I'm pussy.
And they know it. They get a vibe once they get the order. Like, oh yeah, this is the guy. I'm hungry.
Take my shit, but like I had that happen a good 4 times, and I be calling them too.
I'm pretty sure half of that is you not paying attention too.
I mean, the last time it was sitting out there like 20 minutes. So,
shit. I was joking.
Okay. But that was the only time. I left it out there. One time I had to go to a different room, like a different building to find it and all that though too.
Damn.
But them niggas be stealing that shit. Fuck them niggas.
I just think most of the time is them being lazy. Like, nah, this is too complicated for me to find. Here's an apartment.
No lie, one time I went to this crab spot. I was door dashing. And I was like, the person wasn't answering the phone. I was like, ooh, please don't let they ass answer this phone call again. Because I'm taking this shit. I'm be out. I'm done. I'm done door dashing. But the rest of the week, bro, they answered the phone, though. But I ain't get the shit, but...
That was one time I was Uber eating once.
Answer the phone.
And it was like some school that ordered. Yo, I swear, I called like 20 minutes straight. No answers. I was like, fine, fuck it. Mine. I didn't even like the food. I don't know what the fuck she ordered that.
How long did you really call? Because 20 minutes.
Because I remember it was construction all over the school. There was nowhere for me to park. And so, like, I really was just circling. I circled that fucking school, like, 20 times. And it took a long time because of the construction. And the entire time, I was calling. They would not pick up once. I tried multiple numbers, like, because it led me to a directory. You know me with my customer service shit. I had that skill before I did Uber. And so I try to go above and beyond.
Because you only have to give them, like, 5 minutes, right?
I don't know. Uber Eats at that time was new.
Oh, okay.
For me.
Definitely would live like they only have to wait for you for 5 minutes.
Yeah, because they got my boy for some steak and, like, 2 lobster tails. He was so fucking mad.
Oh,
Damn.
I remember that.
Yeah, actually, that is recent news that they gotta, like, not recent, but, like, in more recent years that they implemented that kind of stuff because people really be just keeping these guys waiting.
Steak and 2 lobster tails. That's fucking hilarious,
Bruh,
bro.
he was tight. Late night extra. He said, "No, I'm gonna get 2 lobster tails, man. This shit about to be so good."
I know a nigga picked that up. Like,
And
what?
And if it's late, you can't reorder it because the
No,
restaurant's
He
closed.
called the restaurant. Was like, "I did get my order. What the fuck am I supposed to do?"
Hurt.
I know that, like, if he's already a thief, the Uber Eats driver had to be like, "Oh man, hit a lick."
Oh, bro, when he got close to like the last 15 seconds, he said he kept calling. Then the last time, the dude sent him the voicemail.
Damn.
Block that nigga.
Damn.
So one day I was waiting. I had a Lyft driver waiting on me. Now, for some reason, when you turn to my apartment, the GPS on the Lyft don't tell them how to get right to my front door.
Mm-hmm.
So I seen the truck waiting out there. I called the chick and everything. I'm like, yo, it went from 9 minutes to 3 minutes. I'll be out in 2 minutes. Give me 1 minute. As soon as I hung up with this bitch, I'm coming out the side of the door. She drive the fuck off. I'm like, first off, bitch, you in the wrong spot and everything. And I literally just talked to you.
Yeah.
Like, I literally just talked to you.
I mean,
And that shit pissed me off.
it changed from 9 minutes to 3 minutes. I'll be outside in 2 minutes. Only give me 1 minute. I think that's where you went wrong.
I was out there. Bitch, I seen her drive off. I'm like, bitch, you not even in front of my door. I was about to have to walk down the street to you. It's cold, and you just gonna pull the fuck off. I literally just talked to you, dumbass girl.
Fucker.
And she ain't getting up. I was gonna tip her because she was cute.
Yeah.
You mad?
Big man.
Do you guys brown paper bag test on your tips?
Nah. What you mean by that though?
Like, I mean, if you pass the brown paper bag test, you're gonna get a little bit more tip.
Nah.
Do I? Nah. I'm generally I'm gonna give you what you earn. Because I was trying to think, do I give like black women more as opposed to like white women or anything? But no, I don't even do that. Yeah. I'm strictly merit based.
I haven't caught that many Lyfts or Ubers, but all of them have been minorities. I don't think I've been driven by a white person yet.
I've been getting so many fucking Africans lately,
something.
bro.
Yeah, my people be from like other places too, Alabama, Miami, and shit. Like, one dude's Hispanic. Yeah, no white people.
I had one white chick. Now that I think about it, I only had one white Lyft driver ever. A couple weeks ago.
I'm trying to think if I ever have.
I've had a few, and they're probably the weirder ones. Like, one of them sold me drugs.
Sounds about right.
He had some white widow in his trunk. I'm like, ooh, yeah. On my way to New York.
I want to ask how many black ones sold you drugs, but I don't want to prove it.
Absolutely none.
Point. What?
Yeah.
Oh. Damn. I'm surprised by that.
The culture's cordial.
These niggas ain't out here hustling like I thought.
They out there hustling. If they out there hustling, no. The white guy did it because he's out there because he has extra time to, like, oh, I got this car, extra income, whatever. If black people are Ubering, that's most likely part of their main gig.
Didn't you tell? Oh, were you the Uber
or Latinos
bought
too?
From one of your passengers? Sorry, we just giving out like.
No, yeah, you go.
But,
no.
Like I remember you said he was like from Chicago or something.
And what? And I bought from them?
Mm-hmm.
All the info.
I mean, I don't remember his name or anything, or even what he looked like.
I don't remember that. That might not be me. That might not be me.
All right. Well, anyways, Trump is like definitively running. Like that's the message that I got from whatever the fuck you said. Oh, January 6th, he gonna release all the people who were arrested for the insurgents during that thing. He said when he gets elected, he's gonna release all of them. And so I thought like, damn. So he's definitively gonna run. Did you get that same?
Oh yeah.
So he's definitely gonna run again.
Yeah, I think
That's
a lot of people are
hilarious,
gonna try to
bro.
stop him, so I don't know if they allow, but he's gonna run.
That is fucking hilarious.
I mean,
He's still doing rallies.
I'm sure they can stop him from winning, but I don't think you can stop people from running, right? Because you only have to meet the
House of
qualifications.
Cards. They do all types of tricky shit. Like
He got impeached. I could see a world where they say no, bro. You can't fucking.
If you-
Didn't the
if
impeachment
you-
not state?
Yeah, I don't think.
Yeah, if you got impeached,
he
you
got
can't
the
do
vote,
that. But he's thinking about it. I don't think he got impeached.
Was it? He got voted in one of them houses. It was either the Congress.
I
or
don't
the
think he
Senate.
got officially impeached though. Like his term was just over.
Yeah, I think
They waited so late to try to impeach him, and it's like, what's the point? I'm leaving office anyway.
Like I think it was half. I think the House did, but the Senate didn't. I think they need both.
It's really hard to impeach a president.
Yeah, but I thought something like that would impede him, but I guess not.
Well, them niggas fired up. He's still doing rallies.
Did they put it on the news?
I don't know. Probably Fox News, but I don't. No, you know what? Fox got beef with him too because he dogged them niggas. Like, so I don't know who show it.
Yeah, I don't think anybody showed.
That's why I think he's creating his own social media because no one's showing his shit.
Yeah, I heard he was creating his own news station as well,
That's some wild shit.
bruh.
Social media is killing us.
He'll fuck up.
It's a metaverse.
He'll fuck up and beat Joe Biden, bruh.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I could see him
you know
beating
what I'm
Joe.
saying? He could get back in.
That's
there.
why we really.
Joe's
gotta
not
stop
winning
Joe.
a re-election.
Yeah, we gotta stop Joe from running. Fuck that.
Yeah, no re-election.
Social media killing us, guys.
Did y'all hear that?
Wait. Us?
Mm-hmm.
Who is us?
Us.
Wait,
As a
no,
collective.
go back to Joe Biden. Did y'all hear that he had cussed out a reporter on the hot mic?
Yeah.
Definitely ain't winning no re-election.
That's another thing, bro. Like, is that bad? I don't know what the nigga
No,
asked,
that
but he
was mad
said,
cool. He called him like a dumbass or something.
Yeah, like, I mean,
Yeah, it was something about
it's
inflation.
kind of rude,
Oh,
but
he
it's
thinks
not the worst
inflation's a
thing.
good thing, fucking dumbass. Like, I thought that was pretty cool, Biden to call him a fucking dumbass.
Yeah, like,
I got to see how you really felt. You real gangster, nigga. I didn't even know you had that in you,
I don't
dog.
think that's.
I don't think he's real gangster,
Right,
but
not real
he got shades of gangster in him.
Shades.
He's
He
gangster adjacent.
He's probably a real gangster.
Because it wasn't even a whisper. It was a solid tone to it. It just was probably too far for the guy to hear it, but he wasn't trying to like whisper that shit. Whoever was around him, he was talking to them like, no, you see that fucking dumbass right there?
God.
Looking at him.
Social media is killing us. That's what you was talking about?
Oh, that's what you kept saying. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So yeah, actually, let me look up the facts on this one, because I mean it's obvious that social media is killing us, but you actually had some real facts behind this shit, and I thought that was kind of interesting. Like people who are on social media, they tend to have higher levels of some shit.
Yeah, some shit. More doctor's visits, more headaches, some shit. I think it was some cancer shit in there. It's a lot of shit. It's not good for you, man. You need to kick that shit.
Higher rates of self-deprecation since they're always comparing themselves to other people's lives.
That's what I've been trying to tell you niggas. This shit dangerous.
Higher levels of a protein linked to cancer and cardiovascular disease.
Yeah, that was too scientific. That was just literally the headline, but them niggas get into it.
Chronic inflammation and such. An undeniable link between mental health and physical health. I took a little 2-week break from social media, and I ain't gonna lie. That was gonna be one of my amped ups. Like, social media probably isn't good for us.
Right.
That was the conclusion.
The
I
fact
came
that
to
you
after 2
actually
weeks.
had withdrawal symptoms,
I didn't have any withdrawal symptoms.
nothing major, but
I wasn't thinking about that shit. But when I got back, I realized how stupid it was.
yeah,
Niggas don't be talking about shit.
you was having more conversations with me.
Basically, you was a talking ass nigga.
Nah, I'm kidding. I'm just shit, talking shit. I don't remember what those 2 weeks were like.
I think it was like.
That was your COVID week. What? No,
Might
it
have
was.
been. It might have been. It might have been. No, I remember tweeting that I had it, but then I did like not tweet for a long time after that. So I think it was around that time.
Did it even last 2 weeks?
Mm-hmm. It was about 2 weeks.
Fell shorter. That's what she said.
But yeah, social media definitely is like just foolishness. I always used to say the jokes made it worth it, but it's really not.
Yeah, I mean,
It's
now,
really, really
now that
not.
there's empirical data telling you it's actually killing you, the joke's actually worth it. Is Patch Adams, what Patch Adams said real?
See, that's my problem with that article though, because it doesn't say like what content do people actually look at that causes this, right? It's just social media. Come on, man. Like the jokes ain't killing you. The jokes is probably saving a lot of people's lives.
Yeah, that's probably deterring it from killing us.
Yeah, I think the jokes are cool.
I mean, it got to be the social anxiety because when I read that, I don't know what intervascular whatever, but I imagine when people like they just tense up because they just feeling so much anxiety while they're on social media, and that's causing problems and shit. And you know, even jokes like they're usually at somebody's expense, and then every once in a while you run across a joke that you applies to you.
I just think it affects you chemically.
The jokes that apply to me are funnier.
I mean, not to everybody.
I know.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know if I could ever be off it for the rest of my life though.
I'm glad I'm not addicted to all the social media sites, but being that it's so commonplace for, you know, people in my age group to be on all of the social media sites, I do feel a little, I guess, underdeveloped to an extent. Like I ain't with all the shit, you know, or I say underconnected, but
I mean, isn't that the social media effect? Where, you know, you're comparing what you know to what they are actually showing you, and like, yeah, you might not be on all the social medias, but you know, you're also only living your own life. You're not supposed to be on all of them, and they probably aren't on all of them either. They're not on the internet the same way you are, and so there's gonna be a disconnect in the shit that you do on the internet versus what they do, regardless of whether it's social media or not. Because I say that I'm online way more than both or than any of y'all, in my opinion. But TZ swears that up and down that I don't know anything about memes or shit like that, or that I don't you know that. And that's literally because our social media is that vastly different. And I think that applies even if you're using different apps. Like, I know hella people who are using TikTok, and I know that there's a disconnect there. But I know that these same people don't know the same memes that I'm looking at either.
All right.
Is it worth it?
The memes?
Social media.
No, cause I was trying to think like, if I got any sort of income for staying off of social media, I'd take it. Like, why not? Like, what am I on social media for?
And that's what I was gonna ask. It depends on what are you there for. Cause like I'm not on all the social media platforms, but I don't feel like disconnected from the world. Cause to me, social media is just like a funnel or a filter. So like how I send some of these topics and shit, like I read and get content from so many different sites and apps that are non-technically social media apps, that when I go to social media, it's just a version of what I already saw somewhere else. Like it's just pulling it in, and then so when I come to social media, I come there just to see the comments on the shit that I saw somewhere else.
I was gonna say it's really just about the reactions.
Yeah, it's just the reactions for me, so that's all I get out of it. Like it's not really informing me per se.
Because you're getting the same content everywhere.
Yeah, because usually it's a blurb too, and if you really want to know about whatever the story or headline is, it's always, well, follow this link to the source.
So many times I'll be sharing something like, oh, I already saw it on TikTok a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
I'm primarily on one social media site, and I'm on there for the
Is it the metaverse?
interactions and the opinions. Yeah. But just to see different viewpoints and see, it's like so many different people from different phases of my life. So I see how they think versus another group of people. You know what I'm saying? Keeping up with who is who and who they're becoming, and all the journeys that life is taking them on. Like, I really keep up with certain people, even though I may not be connected to them as closely in real life anymore. It's definitely good to see them on social media. I watch everybody kids grow up. I feel like I know the damn kids. You know what I'm saying? So.
See, I'm witnessing the same thing, but I don't feel the same thing. Like, I don't feel like that me watching any of these people, I don't feel any more connected to them. Like, I find that crazy. Not crazy that you do feel something, but crazy how we could see the same thing, really don't feel the same way. Like, there's so many friends of mine on Facebook that it's just like, if we weren't friends, I wouldn't even notice.
I mean, that's again real shit. It's just a very sad thought to like say so bluntly.
They all probably feel the same way, and honestly, that probably goes for Instagram too. Like, because what am I on Instagram? What am I on TikTok for other than the memes? Or looking at big booty bitches. Yeah, like.
Now I definitely feel like that's the case with Instagram for me anyway, cause I don't be on that shit. I don't be looking at nobody's lives or no shit like that with Instagram. But you know, it's out there. Everybody connected to it some kind of way. You know, posting pics. Really be on there for the memes, share graphics, the videos, shit like that. You know.
I think it's a really lazy access modern day contact book that you don't have to really like, yo, what's your number, what's your information, all this shit. Just give me your gram. That's what it's evolved into, is a modern day address book.
I hate to be one of those people that say this because I used to be staunchly against it, but that shit really ain't real, man. Like, social media is really like, I don't want to say it's all a facade, but it's definitely a layer. It's just a layer that disconnects authentic and genuine connection. You know what I'm saying? So like how you can say you can look at the same thing and not feel it. I can understand that.
It's already a metaverse. We just giving it a name now.
And I think that's my whole point of getting back to the amps with the metaverse, dog. Like, people is avoiding real life. People is using social media as an escape. I don't know. It's just, it's disingenuous, man. You can like create eventual real connections on there, but what you see on the internet, everybody will tell you, man. That don't tell you nothing. I think we all know that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
I think we all know that, but we should be constantly reminded.
yeah.
Because people can delve too deep into that world.
All right, let's do a positive.
That's when the disconnects occur. A positive.
Anybody got any?
Yeah, if you cut the negative off of a battery, you're only left with positive. Or, well, no, you're probably left with a whole bunch of negatives. That's why the positive is there.
So, I got one. Wait. Say yours again. Because I was just going to, like, breeze over it because I thought it was just, like, you just saying shit. But then I thought, wait, did he actually just say something?
Kind of. I wasn't sure if it's scientifically accurate, but yeah, it was just more so if you cut off the negative side, then you're left with the positive. But the way if I'm remembering it correctly, if you take off all of the negative, then I'm sorry, you need the negative to attract the positive, and vice versa. Yeah.
I don't know if y'all get it, but okay. I got another positive. What's his name? Jackson State phenom Shedeur Sanders inked a historic deal with Gatorade on Thursday as the young quarterback continues to have a tremendous impact on college football. I'm not gonna get into the deets, but I do love the fact that it's he went to goes to an HBCU. It's Deion Sanders' son, and he's a college student, and they just got like the authority to go ahead and get these kind of deals, and I like the fact that he got it.
Yeah.
So I like that shit. Big shout out to him.
The little applause button.
I don't know which one it is.
Yeah. Go ahead, Shedeur.
Yeah, I really think the audience liked that one. Y'all gotta settle down, yeah. Chill.
Shedeur Sanders. So yeah, shout out to that. Anybody else got anything?
Bro, I love food. I hate that I don't remember the name of this restaurant, but I went to this Mexican spot out in Tejas, Texas when I went over this past weekend. I had some good ass shrimp tacos, some good ass bread tacos, and some good ass motherfucking burrito ramen. That shit was motherfucking good. The Mexicans know what the fuck they be doing in Texas. That's all I got to say.
Alright, I think you need a Mexican culture question.
I
How many types of ramen do they sell over there?
don't know.
Obviously. Because they don't sell ramen over there.
It was lies. I pull up the menu.
She said she was in Texas anyways.
Right.
But she just said those Mexicans know what they're doing.
It was a Mexican restaurant.
And they sold ramen?
Yes.
Yeah. And I'm saying that's not a Mexican thing.
That is odd for them to sell that.
Bro,
A noodle soup, probably.
that's basically what it was, but it was like with ramen. It
And
was
then-
with the burrito meat and soup stuff and ramen noodles.
It sounds delicious.
Good as fuck.
All right, let's get out of here. What I'll be saying? How do it start? Pimps up. Nope. That's not how it starts. Stay black. Stay strong. Remember, they can't bring you down unless they below you. Loyalty before royalty. The real respond. Pimps up, hoes down. You know where the fuck you want to be.
Yeah.
Deuces. I thought I had a new one that I wanted to add, but I forgot.
Toodles.
I have no idea how long this pod is.
It's a long one.
Too goddamn long.
Or maybe it just feels that way because we started late.
Oh, yeah.
It will be tough for me to believe that you never compare yourself to others. Like, even on a, like, damn, this person in the NFL, they the same age as me. Man, you know what I'm saying? Like, shit like that. Even anything, bruh. A nigga at your job, like, yo, this person he the same age as me. So, or a person this person in the same level, but they either way older or way younger, like.
I got off that train of thought a long time ago, bro. I made peace with my bones. I say I don't, because no one has my mom. Except two other people that got my mom. Let me take that back. That's not what I expected you to say. So my point is, like, even when Drayson and Devin, we talked too, I say, even though we have the same mother, I experienced a different version of her. That alone is going to make how I look at life and go about life differently by default. We have the same mom, but I got a totally different version of her than y'all got. And she will agree with that. She said, yes, the person that I was when I had raised in the environment that I put him in is totally different than y'all's. So they're going to be different, you know what I mean? So my point is, I don't really compare myself to other people. I don't know your resources. I don't know your home life. I don't know what your goals was. I told my friends all the time, yo, we can't compete. We can't just be 26-year-old niggas and comparing where we at, because we not even competing in the same game. My one friend want to be a rapper and be in entertainment. Other nigga want to be an entrepreneur and never work a 9 to 5. I always thought I was going to be more of a corporate nigga. So we can't compare ourselves, because what your goals is and what my goals is were always different. And I really accomplished some real good shit for corporate. What I did, I was in 4 rooms at 26, only black nigga in that motherfucker. Like, when I say what I accomplished for myself, what I was trying to prove to myself, I proved that shit. So there's no reason for me to look at other people, because like you said, I'm comparing myself to myself. I'm comparing myself to the goals I set for myself. Not whether other people could accomplish my goals, or not me comparing myself to their goals. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, and my counter would be, I still think as a human being, you gotta look at others. Because even when you set your goals, like what do I want to do? What is possible? You gotta look at other people. I think that's such a dude, stop it. You're thinking about your 32-year-old self.
No.
Here we go, the prodigy. At 9, 10, 11, I think that's why representation matters. Because you gotta look around and be like, what are people doing? What can I do?
We had this conversation before. I don't have no role models. Because I could not, because for what I wanted to accomplish, there was no model for it.
Nothing on TV, radio.
No, listen,
books,
I'm a black boy in a grammar school where we don't even have enough money for books. My teachers is literally crying in class because they don't got chalk to write on the board. But I want to be the best nigga in my school. Who do I look to tell me how to be number one? I literally was the number one nigga all throughout all my times in school. On some nerd shit, valedictorian, everything. Who can I look at as a model to that when I'm a black boy under those circumstances? What matters, I always looked at circumstances too. I can't just look at a black boy in New York City and put me in his shoes. Because you don't got my environment. I don't know if you got textbooks. I know I don't got textbooks. I don't know. I couldn't even compare myself to you. Like, you was going to Martin Luther. I know you going to a different school. I can't compare you to me because you're not in this environment. You're not in these shoes. You're not with these circumstances. So I can't model myself after a motherfucker who probably got it better or worse than me. So I gotta just do what I know to do and hope it work out.
I hear you, dog.
You see what I'm saying? Like, it's not crazy. I don't think it's crazy.
You had it figured out at 9 years old. I understand.
You gotta just do you. My point was, I just gotta do me. I gotta go with what I think is best and adjust as I go through the situation. What works, keep doing. What don't work, change that shit up. Like I say, in my life, my only role model was my mom. But my mom's role model was not in terms of her actions. It was in terms of her mentality. I had this conversation with you before. I said the same shit. Because it's real.
It is.
She gave me a mentality. She couldn't tell me what to do as a black boy. She a black woman. Her experience was different, but she can give me a mentality. But I agree with your statement. I'm just saying, because when we say that all shit, we always know all don't really apply to all. So I just shook my head. I'm like, I'm a nigga that's not the all, because it was hard for me to find them, to compare myself to. It's hard.
I hear you.
I'm trying to think though. I mean, because I got at some point. So no, let me take that back. Because like, for example, when I turned like 18 and shit, I really wanted to be more intellectual with my shit. So I did like. That was when Obama was getting elected. So not Obama, but I used to watch CNN. I used to see like Michael Eric Dyson and Cornel West and how they used to talk and debate and really articulate themselves well. So that was the time I had role model. I'm like, I want to be able to argue with somebody and be as fluent, as consistent as they are. No breaks, no hesitation. Everything I say is with assertiveness, and people gonna believe my shit, because that's why I'm listening to these two niggas. These niggas are so sure of themselves.
That's how I feel about Real Time with Bill Maher.
Oh, I love that show. That was my shit.
When I watched that show, I'm like, bruh, I know this is how it be like at these fancy ass dinner parties.
Yeah.
I know people really just get to talking and really just be spouting shit and they looking for a tete-a-tete. Like, what you got to say?
What you got to say?
Yeah, what's your facts, nigga?
Yeah. So I
Fight your source.
Yeah, I tried to get real articulate because of them niggas. That was my role models for a little bit.
I'm saying.
That's why I just got so frustrated with Ace, because I couldn't.
I never asked them to cite.
Couldn't argue.
Why you got me all the way down?
Oh, because y'all niggas was y'all was talking amongst yourselves, and Green was telling us about his prodigy, and I wanted to make sure I had that so I can use it.
Man, it wasn't no prodigy shit. You say that shit. Man,
no, because every time we get into this argument, that's what it always go back to, bro. At 8 or 9 years old, I knew I didn't have this. I wanted to do this, so I had to do this. I knew.
So this
what
is
it is.
I always say that shit. I always tell him, I do shit and don't even know it's gonna work. But I do go into this shit with a vision and with confidence. So I don't know who to get the information from. So I'm gonna go off my shit. The best that I know. But as I go through that experience, I'm always gonna adjust. I'm not a stubborn, hard-headed person where like, no, it gotta go the way that I thought it was gonna go.
Right.
Nah, I just gotta have a vision, confidence, take the first step, and that shit start to change and turn. I gotta change and turn with it. Ain't no fucking point in complaining. My mom told me life ain't fair and you ain't entitled to shit.